Conversation, Fred.
All right.
We're just going to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we're rolling.
Yep.
All right. So, Fred, introduce yourself to us. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm Fred Jackson. I do a construction company called Jackson and Jackson Reclamation from Manchester, Kentucky.
And you've been in the business of doing abandoned mine lands jobs for quite a while, haven't you?
My first job, I'd say, was somewhere around 1981 or 2.
Wow.
Been here a while.
You have been here a while. And actually, last year at the Kentucky, as Kentucky hosted the Abandoned Mine Lands Conference, you had an award-winning job at the Bell County Schools.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's quite an accomplishment to receive a national award like that.
Mm-hmm.
To talk about the Joan Burnett 2 slide, you did phase 2 of this project.
Right.
And it was a large, I believe it was 4.7 acres of slide area.
Yeah.
And this large waste area that we're standing on right now, which was a bench with a high wall. Mm-hmm. And when you first started this project, this was all grown up. This bench was. It had ponds standing in it, if I remember right. What did you have to do to get this dried up where you could make a waste area out of it?
Well, we started out by putting us some drains in. We put in, I think, 1,600 foot of subdrain here and drained it out. And then, like I say, it was just more or less a pond. And we dried it all up and got all the brush off of it and burned it up and went down on the hill and started moving our big slide up here.
So the slide was directly below where we're standing now. Yep. And you had a pretty steep haul road.
Yeah, we did.
Up. Did that cause you some problems?
Oh yeah, it did. It caused lots of problems, especially when it rained.
Right.
If you just got a little skiff of rain, it'd be just slick as grease. And we almost had several accidents. Had to run dozers up there. If they'd start up the hill and it would start raining just a little bit, they'd holler and we're sliding backwards. And I had to run dozers up there and catch them 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I mean it was. And then when we hydroseeded it, my hydroseeder was going down the hill and it was leaking water out the front and it rolled down all the wheels and started sliding. I had to run it in the ditch because it was getting ready to take off the hill flying with me.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was a nightmare whenever it was wet. But
right.
It was just steep enough to where that if it'd been any steeper, it would have been a major, but it worked out pretty good.
Great. I'm glad it was all safe and that you got that all those years of experience with abandoned mine lands must have helped you on this job.
Yeah, I'd say it did. Yeah, yeah. You've got to do these things in order to learn what not to do and to do, because you will mess up. I don't care what you do, you know.
Yes, sir.
And you learn from your mistakes. We hope.
During the phase 1 project, they dug and hammered a ditch on the bench below us to take the water off the slide.
Right.
Was that important to your work later on?
Oh yeah. I mean, they said it was pure wet, you know, whenever they come up here and done that, and it was fairly dry whenever we came. I guess it was 6 months later or something, you know, where they had turned all the water from it. It sure hoped it a sight. Yeah, sure did.
Absolutely. It took about 16 months from the beginning of phase 1 till the end of phase 2. You went through a winter time when you weren't able to work so much.
Yeah.
A lot of wet times.
Yeah.
When you got into the slide area, you've broken down a lot of slides.
Yeah.
In your time.
Quite a few.
How was this one compared to others?
It was just probably the biggest one I've ever moved. But far as, you know, like I say, it was pretty deep in spots, probably 30, 40 foot deep. And it seemed like it never would get dry underneath, but you know, the top of it where it was working in the summertime, it'd get pretty dry, get dry, and like I say, every time you'd reach down in a hole 20 foot to get a bucket of mud or whatever, you know, it was a little different than most slides. Yeah.
Can you estimate how many men and how many pieces of equipment you had working here at one time?
I think there was 4 trucks running most of the time, 2 dozers, track loader, and probably 3 excavators most of the time. Yep.
Pretty big job.
Yep, big job. I think we moved 113,000 yards of material out from under there and put it on this bench you're looking at here.
And this bench, you were able to, besides being able to have a close place to dispose of your waste material, It also helped from an AML perspective to cut down on the height of this high wall.
Oh yeah.
And then as a just about a week ago, from the time we're filming this site was also used as a tree planting site. Planted about 3,900 hardwood trees on this area. So this is really going to be a beautiful place.
Yeah.
When those trees grow up.
Yeah. Get those trees to growing. Yeah. It'll make it a real nice place, a real nice job, and help everything, the economy and the environment and all stuff.
Talking being up here, Fred. This community's pretty tight. There's a lot of people. Did you have a lot of visitors while you were working up here? A lot of observers?
Surprisingly, no.
Yeah.
We didn't have many.
How was your interaction with the folks down below?
They were all pretty good. Somebody come up one weekend and throwed a rock through my windshield on one of my excavators, but outside of that, everything went off without a hitch. Yeah, they treated me pretty good, and I guess I treated them pretty good. But yeah, this is a pretty good neighborhood.
Yeah, I know they're thankful.
Yeah,
they are. They expressed that to us earlier today. That they were so thankful to not have this danger above them.
Yeah.
Fred, after all those years of experience with abandoned mine lands, what's your take on AML and what we do?
Oh, well, man, I'm very high in AML. I mean, like I say, it's been my living now for, like I say, 30 years, I guess. 18, I guess more than that. 43 maybe. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been so long I can't remember back that far. But yeah, AML, they do an awesome job with their jobs. I mean, I love working for them, and all the staff are friendly, and you know, they try to help you any way they can. And like I say, you know, I really appreciate them. AML has sure been, you know, not just for me, but a lot of contractors in the state. I mean, that I know that does this same work, and like I say, I know they all feel the same way that I do. I mean, it's just a very good program, a very appreciated program.
I have appreciated in the past that we do bid our jobs out, and we have a lot of small to mid-sized contractors that are fairly local to the East Kentucky area that bid on our jobs and put our people to work here. And
Yeah.
of course, now you were just before we went on camera here, you were telling us about doing a job that's related to the pilot project.
Right.
Grants that are coming out at the Wildlife Center.
Right.
At Middlesboro and Bell County.
Yeah, Pineville, over in Pineville at the
Sorry.
Bell County Wildlife Center. I think it's the name of it. I'm not for sure, but yeah, Bell County Wildlife Center. We're gonna go starting there probably tomorrow or next day one. Just a couple more days. We're gonna move over there and do a bunch of ditch work, and they got a bunch of washouts and fix those and get them seeded up.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, Fred. You're a hard-working fella. I know you've told me your story before, how you started mining coal a little bit and got into this line of work, and you've had a lot of success, and I believe it's all been due to your hard work, and I appreciate you a lot.
All right. Yeah, I sure appreciate you all, the Division of Abandoned Lands, and Jim Cable, and Justin Adams, and all these people. Yeah, I appreciate them all.
Anything else you'd like to say, Fred?
I'm just happy to be able to work for you know, the Division of Abandoned Lands, and like I say, I appreciate every one of them.
Yes, sir.
Fred, we're happy to have you.
Appreciate you a lot.
I think we should interview you next, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Yeah,